it's not our constitutional position
To keep.
possess,
Yeah.
to keep.
Yeah, right.
It's our constitutional position, hear me,
Give.
to give. We are born to give. We are givers by nature. And this whole bhakti yoga is a resurrecting of what we actually are. In illusion, I think I'm the possessor. And then I'm frustrated. I have to be frustrated. It's not my position. Like if I walk around in a big gorilla costume, like that's not who I am. People are like, who's this joker? Who's this guy? Why is he stealing all the bananas? What? It's like that's not what I am. I will never feel normal or at peace in that position. In my real position,
You would have some fun with it for some time.
oh, I'd have some fun for sure.
Okay.
But that's not what I actually am. You know, the irony is when we cling to things, we live in fear of losing them, isn't it? When I cling to things, when I think I am that person, the possessor, get ready for a life of anxiety because that's not what that's not what we actually are. But when we understand, I can't own anything. All I can do is give love, and as all those factors I said that can take away from you, right? The time, the IRS, the criminals, your health, they're all takers away. The only person that can give, the only thing, the only force, the only energy that can take away my desire to give love is me.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Live from Super Soul Farm, this is Wisdom of the Sages, a Bhakti Yoga podcast with your host, Raghunath, and co-host and senior educator at the Bhakti Center in New York City, Kaustubha. Welcome to the show. It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday, September 9, 2025. It's episode 1667. Good morning, Kaustubha. How are you?
I'm doing good, Raghunath. I just noticed people are getting their sets of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Alistair said there in Denmark. From
All right.
that,
Exciting.
Purnima. Yeah.
Exciting to open up. First of all, it's exciting always to get a package. I mean, maybe not as exciting. In the old days, it was really exciting. If you got a package like in the old days, that was like, what? Now it's like
Now you get your
the package guy comes every day with packages. But still, I like getting packages. What to speak a package of this Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam?
Oh, man, that's the best package.
That is like Christmas. How are you? All good?
Yeah, everything's good.
Anything new? Have you seen Raghunath Swami yet?
Not yet. I think he may have arrived yesterday. We'll start to look into that now.
Getting exciting. Hey, everybody. Here's some announcements from me. I'm going to be at New York's Bhakti Center this Sunday teaching 2 classes. Handstand class for those who want to learn inversions. And, of course, a Mahasadhana, all level, chanting, kirtan, asana, everything. That's at the Bhakti Center. If you need an excuse to go to the Bhakti Center, it's a great excuse. Come on down. But also, Raghunath Swami is there Tuesday and Thursday. If you need an excuse to come to Bhakti Center, today's Tuesday. Come on down and check that out. I'm also going to be at Jai Yoga. That's Carla and Ramit's place in Brooklyn this weekend, too. And I'm going to do kirtan and do yoga class.
You'll be at Yoga del Sol on Friday night, right?
Yeah. Come on down. Want to hang with Raghu? This is the weekend to do it. Boomba.
All right.
Spaces are filling up quick for our Wisdom of the Sages fall retreat here at Super Soul Farm, October 10th through 13th. They can go to the website, wisdomofthesages.com for more information and to register for the retreat.
Beautiful time to be here. Lots of kirtan, lots of Kaustubha,
and
a whole lot of Raghunath. Big birthday cake for Grandma Terry. She's coming. Come on down.
And the foliage is very beautiful at that time.
Kishori Gopi registered, and the foliage is next level.
All right.
And I got a leaf blower, Kaustubha, to blow those beautiful colored leaves around.
Blow me right out of there at that thing.
And wait till you see our two new little our new little chickens, Marshmallow and Chopsticks.
They're the funniest looking
maybe we
birds
should
you've ever
Funniest
them
seen.
birds you've ever seen, man.
Make a promotion
Marshmallow
poster
looks
with them.
like a marshmallow.
Yeah, you'll know which one Marshmallow. You'll know which one.
You'll
both of
know
them
which one
are. They're
Chopsticks
quite
is.
fitting.
Yeah. He's like a skinny runway model with long legs and a
Long
tiny little body.
And it's got this really sad little crow that's sort of like a boy who's hitting puberty and his voice is cracking. That's sort of the
Yes.
way he crows.
Sarah's getting a little bit obsessed with these birds now. She was
You
more
know what?
detached
Just
in the
adds
past.
a nice color to the whole
They're
thing.
funny. They're funny.
But before she was more detached. Now I see she's
Mara's
getting
attached, sure.
involved.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right, so
Should we dive into the nugget?
sure. Any other announcements? We good?
we're good.
I'm good. Okay, here's the nugget. Mara
This comes from Anne Frank today.
and Frank.
Anne
This
Frank
is
in
a
the
young
diary.
girl had a lot of quotes.
Well, she wrote a book,
Journal, whole journal of them.
A whole journal of quotes.
diary. She wrote
Yeah.
a diary. Does
Okay.
everyone know who Anne Frank is? Maybe some people don't know. I imagine most people.
Everybody knows.
Everyone knows.
Unless you're Indian. I bet Indians don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
I didn't mean that as like there's certain things, cultural things like people get into. Like if you grew up in Europe and America, you know about Anne Frank, you know about. But I think in India, I don't think it was as talked about.
Well, she wrote this diary while she was hiding, right? This was in the, I guess, the 1930s,
In Amsterdam.
and she was in Amsterdam, and
Yeah.
kind of hiding up like in an attic with her family, living up there because of, fear of being captured by the Nazis, which she eventually was. But she wrote a beautiful, very insightful diary. It's not.
Sure.
This is not a squirrel, Raghunath. Where
No, this is not a squirrel, but I have a squirrel
Why-
for it. I have a squirrel that if anyone is interested in reincarnation, Google Anne Frank reincarnation. You're going to get your mind blown.
okay.
All
Okay,
right.
that's all I'm going to
You're the one
say.
with the squirrel.
Good.
I see.
I retracted the squirrel.
Great.
Go.
All right. So she writes, "Give and you shall receive much more than you would have ever thought possible. Give again and again. Don't lose courage. Keep it up and go on giving.
Mm.
No one has ever become poor from giving."
Raghu. Thoughts?
In our world, in our land, our landscape of Seva, this is a big one, right? So much of what we see now in the world seems to train us to think the opposite, right?
Yeah.
Hold on to what you got, protect it, build your security fence, right? Don't give too much away, But here's Anne Frank hiding for her life, and what does she say? No one ever becomes poor from giving, right? And the truth is, giving is actually who we are. That's what the soul is. I wrote a song about this actually.
Did you?
It's called Born to Give. The soul is actually born to give, where the illusion is we are born to possess. This is mine, right? This is the fence I'm going to build up around it. But that's an illusion because we can't possess anything. We can't own anything. And everything that we think we possess will be taken away by some force of material nature. It could be time, it could be weather, it could be fire, it could be thieves, it could be the IRS, it could be a spouse, it could be a criminal. We will lose. It could be old age, right? Everything, or our own health. But everything will be taken away. So it's not our constitutional position
To keep.
possess, to
Yeah.
keep.
Yeah, right.
It's our constitutional position. Hear me?
Yeah.
To give. We are born to give. We are givers by nature. And this whole bhakti yoga is a resurrecting of what we actually are. In illusion, I think I'm the possessor. And I'm frustrated. I have to be frustrated. It's not my position. Like if I walk around in a big gorilla costume, like that's not who I am. People are like, who's this joker? Who's this guy? Why is he stealing all the bananas? It's like that's not what I am. I will never feel normal or at peace in that position. In my real position,
You would have some fun with it for some time.
I'd have some fun for sure.
Okay.
But that's not what I actually am.
No.
The irony is when we cling to things, we live in fear of losing them, isn't it? When I cling to things, when I think I am that person, the possessor, get ready for a life of anxiety, because that's not what that's not what we actually are. But when we understand, I can't own anything. All I can do is give love. And as all those factors I said that can take away from you, right? The time, the IRS, the criminals, your health, they're all takers away. The only person that can give, the only thing, the only force, the only energy that can take away my desire to give love is me. I can withdraw that at any time. You know, I don't want to give love.
Don't do that,
That's-
Raghunath.
Yeah,
Don't
right.
do
And that's
that.
what was yesterday's thing. Training ourselves to be haters, training ourselves to hate. So here is, we have so many great stories of saints like Haridas Thakur or Vasudev, who just like, they just want to give their lives. Take everything. I'm ready to hear. I'm just here to give love. Or we in the West, we hear about Jesus Christ, who's praying for the people who were killing him, praying for them. Not many of us could be in that position where we're getting tortured, where we're getting crucified, where we're getting beaten, and still have mercy and care and compassion for our perpetrators. So this desire to give love can only be taken away by us. Were these material things? They're not ours in the first place. They're all going to be gone, period. We are born to give, my friend. What you think about that?
I am just heartbroken that your song "Born to Give" never became as popular as "Born to Be Wild" or "Born to Run" or any of the other Born
Maybe
songs
it
out
was popular in a different way, friend. There's different levels
there.
of
In
things.
what way was it more fun?
Well, maybe "Born to Be Wild"
Yeah.
drew people towards a dharma.
I'm not. I agree with you, but my point was why I wish yours could have been more popular than that.
Maybe this song, maybe that song, maybe "Born to
There's
Give."
a way. There are ways of measuring popularity, like sales.
Well, no, there's different levels. There's different love languages, Kaustubha. There's different metrics for how it affected people,
Okay.
right?
No doubt. I think
So
you
maybe
surpassed
maybe
it on
maybe it
the.
affected people in a deeper way. Maybe it wasn't as big, but maybe it pushed the needle in a certain direction more than "Born to Be Wild." Maybe
Yeah.
"Born to Be Wild" pushed the needle in a way of chaos.
Okay.
And maybe this pushed the needle in a positive way that will have compound interest over time.
Oh, I have no doubt about that. It just wasn't as popular.
Maybe it was in a different way.
Okay, we're going to drop this one.
Maybe it was. Maybe it was more popular with the demigods. Maybe the demigods were like,
That's a fact.
good
That's
job.
I think it
Fla-
was more popular. with the
Showering
demigods.
flowers.
Yeah.
Okay.
But-
let's
but,
end
you know,
with that
speaking of the
note. It was more
demigods,
popular.
Speaking of the demigods, and what you're saying, Raghunath, I really, if we again look at the world, you know what the problem, Raghunath, the problem with these popular religious atheist characters that are just like so dead set against
Religious
even dead set against even the possibility of entertaining the idea that there's a purpose behind the universe. Right? Like it's actually on a philosophical or like a metaphysical, it's kind of like a dangerous way of thinking because it roots out like these ideas that you get from spiritual thinkers and spiritual texts that are so important, like the idea that you're bringing up here that by nature we're born to give. Like there's a purpose to this universe. It works in a particular way and it's meant to teach us something very positive and something very helpful on all levels. The Bhagavad-gītā is teaching that we're born to give and that the universe is designed in such a way that if you're going to prosper, even materially, that you have to learn to give, right? That if you don't and you become selfish, your karma is just going to start to run down and you're going to start to feel misery. You might be able to ride a little time off your past good karma, but then it's just going to go down. But if you want to flourish, you have to learn to give. Therefore, like this idea of sacrifice is spoken about in the Gita, right? Like in the 3rd chapter, where Krishna says, in the beginning of creation, right? Like in the design of the universe, that he designed it with devas who provide all this material prosperity, and then like this code of sacrifice or giving, making offerings, right? That even if you want to be materially prosperous, you're going to have to do that so that you become accustomed to the idea that there's greater happiness in giving than there is in receiving, that by nature I'm meant to give, because love is based on that giving. Love is based on, I want to make you happy. I feel happy when I'm making you happy. So I want to give, I want to sacrifice for you. And so that design is there. If we just consider what's a healthier worldview, the whole thing is just chaos and there's no meaning to it, or hey, we're meant to learn something here, right? Whatever I'm suffering, let me see that as a little nudge that I'm supposed to be getting to get me back on, back online. Let me try to understand. Here's someone like Anne Frank, who's has this natural innocence and a type of very positive outlook, although the circumstances were so incredibly negative. Living, just living in an attic, not able to go out. She's like a young girl. She just wants to run out and be free. She can't do it, but she's so thoughtful, and she's trying to derive lessons from life, and she's providing lessons from life that are in harmony with this message. Those that their minds become peaceful, that they're when our minds are peaceful and they're not clouded, when all our bandwidth isn't taken up by like mundane material pursuits, then we find people in spiritual all across the different spiritual traditions coming in touch with these same truths. In the Bible, they're said, one is more blessed. It is more blessed to give than it is to receive. This is just what peaceful minds realize. This is what peaceful minds realize. So it's there in the Bhagavad-gītā, it's there in the Bible, and Anne Frank is saying it too. And it's not just a nice kumbaya thing. Like, oh, let's all be peaceful and give. That it's got that for sure. It's got that covered, but still more than that, it's getting right to the very nature of who we are. We need to understand who we are. We're like you're saying, we're putting on costumes and we're playing roles. We're not going to be satisfied until we get to the very core of who we are. And these sacred texts are saying, when you get down to the core, it's a lover, and a lover means a giver. And it only works when we become more interested in giving than receiving. So give, and don't be afraid, she's saying. Don't be afraid. You won't become poor that way. You'll become all the more wealthier.
Love that. Love that. It's very interesting to journal about and to just have that view of reality, like, I can't possess anything. And if you really think about everything that we've ever had, we've lost it all. And here I am sitting in our house. I say this on a regular basis to myself, like, here is, we live at Super Soul Farm. It's like a great place to live, great place to raise kids, great place to bring people, host people. And we're caretakers. You're not possessors of. You give it up. You give it up, and you end up on a hospital bed, leaving your body, where you thought and the person who lived here before me, they thought this was theirs, and this is the nature of life. Everything gets stripped out of our hands. And the more you have, the more we're going to lose. And then we're going to lose our beauty, and we're going to lose our health, and we're going to lose our hair, and then we're going to lose our, our voices or our strength. The strongest people, we lose our strength. And these are things that we have to, as we're practicing bhakti, we have to reflect on these things on a regular basis. We have to take this information that we study and really, we have to turn it into tangible realities for us. We have to apply it to our life. We can't. This is a Krishna conscious movement. This is not a Krishna conscious stagnant. We have to move it forward with our thoughts and how we apply this stuff to our lives. Or else we just get stuck in some, religious books or some, wisdom books. We need it to be part of our life, that there is nothing that can actually talk us out of this philosophy. This is truth. This is what we're trying to apply to our life. And it comes from taking this wisdom and really applying it to our life and saying, oh, yeah, nothing is mine here. I can't hold on to anything. I've just got to give. I've got to dedicate my life to giving to others. And that is what actually the entire material world is pushing us towards.
Yeah.
You know, it seems like it seems like it's random. You know, I got a little, I lost a little. I gained a lot, I lost a lot. No. The whole thing is a loss. The whole material world is a loss. But there's one gain, and that's pure devotional service. Right?
Yeah, it's actually the external giving is really there just to help us understand the internal giving, right? In other words, the idea is that we learn to give our heart. That's the only thing that we actually possess, right? Like our inner desire, our heart, our love. That's the only thing that everything else is already Krishna's energy anyway. So he's saying, don't get attached to that. Learn to give. And when and through giving, you'll learn to give everything. You give your heart. And again, it's only there that we find happiness, you know.
You know,
Not just taking, but giving.
Me and my two sons were cleaning out the basement, just like the basement was a mess. So just going through piles of junk. The interesting thing is the bigger your basement, the more crap you just collect, you know.
Okay.
It's just true.
Okay.
So tons and decades of crapola that we're just taking to the dump or putting on Facebook Marketplace. And my little son just started like crying, you know. He's like, we had so much fun with this thing. The baby backpack used to take me into the forest with that. And now we're just going to give it up. And it's hard. It's like, it's all heartbreaking. The whole material. And I saw like tears in his eyes over giving up. This was a great toy we used to play with. And this is the material world. It's like crying over things that we're going to lose. We're forced to lose. We're forced to give up. We're forced to move on. We're forced to close chapters of our lives. And the devotees have to be lovingly detached.
No.
That's why simplicity is such a big thing in bhakti. Look at your house. It's so simple, you know, because it's simple. You can become less attached to those things. And it's not just becoming like attached, like you're just wandering around with nothing. We're not detached from everything. We're totally attached to Krishna.
Yeah.
And sometimes Krishna puts us in a place where we've got lots of stuff. We're running a big center or a big temple, or in this case, a big farm, right? But sometimes he puts us in this position where we have nothing. And we accept, wait, that's what Krishna's given us now, and that's what we're going to do now. But ultimately, you should understand none of it's yours in the first place, right?
Thank
What you think?
Raghunath.
What you
Thank
think,
you
man?
for that. Thank you for that.
Had enough of me yet?
No.
No?
Here for
Okay.
more.
I got more. I'll keep going.
Well, why don't we take it right into Bhagavatam? We're going to hear about giving in the Bhagavatam today.
Yeah. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayamudirayat. Before we start in the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, which is our very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances to the Supreme Lord Narayan, unto Narayan Rishi, the supremmost human being, and to Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and to Srila Vyasadeva, the author. Nasta prayeshu bhadreshu nityam bhagavat sevaya bhagavati utama bhaktir bhavati naistiki, by regular attendance in classes on the Bhagavatam, and by rendering service to the pure devotees. All that is troublesome to the heart will become eradicated. And loving service to the Supreme Lord, who is praised with transcendental songs, will be established as an irrevocable fact. Om Jnana Tamarandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chaksur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. I was born in the darkness of ignorance. My teachers are opening my eyes with the torchlight of knowledge. I offer my obeisances at their lotus feet. Reading from the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 11, Text 1, new chapter called Childhood Pastimes of Krishna.
No, that sounds like fun.
So we just had an amazing chapter where little Krishna, little baby Krishna, knocked over two gigantic trees and out popped two beautiful reformed playboys. Sort of playboys. I guess that's the very definition of a playboy. Like really rich, partying, everything. Material world's a great place. And then boom, the material world broke down on them.
It did.
And Lord Krishna liberated them. They took radical responsibility. They learned life lessons, and they came out humbled.
They did.
And that happens to people in all sometimes they have to go through hell to wake up to truth. Some of us have already been there. We get that. And these guys actually learned lessons, and they came out.
That was kind of like, what do they call it nowadays when they tell the kids to go take some time out?
A timeout.
Okay, time out. You're going to stand there as a tree for a while. You got some time to think about what you did. Think about your behavior.
Ooh. Timeout as a tree. That's a cruel and unusual punishment.
No. It was a
For how
blessing.
long? Like a day?
No, 100
Well,
years. 100 Earth
100
years?
celestial
No,
years. How about
celestial
that?
years.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
But it
All right.
worked. It worked.
Text 1. Sukadeva Goswami continued. Oh, Maharaj Parikshit, when the Yamal Arjuna trees fell, all the cowherd men in the neighborhood, hearing the fierce sound of and fearing thunderbolts, went to the spot, right? A tree fall. If you've ever heard a tree fall, Kaustubha, have you ever done that? Have you ever heard a tree fall
Oh,
down?
do you see that? There's a little condescension in that right there.
You ever bucked up a tree, Kaustubha? There they saw the fallen Yamal Arjuna trees on the ground, but when they were bewildered, because even though they could directly perceive that the trees had fallen, they could not trace out the cause for their having fallen.
It was right there in front of them, but no, it couldn't have been little Krishna that did that.
Right. Sometimes when you're walking in the woods, a tree just falls, and it's just like, oh, what the heck? Krishna was bound by the rope to the ulukala, the mortar, which he was dragging. But how could he have pulled the trees down? Just a little baby. Who had actually done it? Where was the source for this incident? Considering all these astounding things, the cowherd men were doubtful and bewildered.
Right. It's kind of like, oh my God, the trees almost fell on him. Right.
Right.
But it couldn't have been him that pulled them down. Why'd they come down?
Then
Now
all the
kids get
cowherd
involved, and local kids get involved here.
Yeah. Then all the cowherd boys said, it was Krishna. Krishna did it. When he was in between those two trees, the mortar fell crosswise. Krishna dragged that mortar and the two trees fell down. Right? After that, two beautiful men came out of the trees. We have seen this with our own eyes. Like, yeah, kids. You believe a bunch of kids? And goes on. This is like right out of, what's that show you always reference? The old show.
Twilight Zone?
Twilight Zone, where the kids saw an alien and no one believes them and things like that. Because of intense paternal affection, the cowherd men headed by Nanda could not believe that Krishna could have uprooted the trees in such a wonderful way. Therefore, they could not put their faith in the words of the boys. Some of the men, however, were in doubt. Since Krishna was predicted to equal Narayan, they thought it might be that he could have done it.
It's possible.
Like, maybe. I mean, when Gargamuni was here and did this astrology, they said this child was going to be like Narayan.
Yeah.
The cowherd men started wising up, and they started preaching to Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj. But Nanda and Yashoda were in so much yoga maya, they were like, this is our little baby. Are you kidding? It's
No
a cute
way.
little baby. He's a toddler.
There's this unique, beautiful kind of counter dynamics going on, right? Where like the playboys get broken out of the trees, and now they're back in their deva forms, forms that may have been better than the ones that they originally had. You know, it doesn't. I'm not sure if it was like I think it was like a new form that they had, not their old forms. You know.
Yeah.
But in any case, they're offering prayers with that jnana, right? With that knowledge of who Krishna is. They're saying, you were here before the beginning of the universe. You are this, you are that. You're the greatest of this. You're the greatest of that. They're praising him like Vedic scholars chanting mantras, praising Lord Vishnu. And then the neighborhood people come by and they just know him as Krishna. He's a little boy. He's a sweet, beautiful little boy. And the kids are saying, but we saw it. Krishna did it. You know, he pulled down the trees. Nah, couldn't have been, but maybe because they did say that thing. It's hard to imagine, right? And now we're gonna hear about Nanda Maharaj. Oh, come on, man! My son couldn't have done this. But that is that internal energy of Krishna, that spiritual energy of Krishna that covers over a certain type of knowledge so that you just know Krishna with that loving intimacy. So let's hear what Nanda has to say, his father.
When Nanda Maharaj saw his own son bound with ropes to the wooden mortar and dragging it, he smiled and released Krishna from his bonds.
That's funny, right? Like, what did mom do? Like, she tied him up.
Tied him up. Oh, and you're dragging a giant heavy weight. Oh, it's
Come
adorable.
on, we're gonna let him go. And now these trees are falling down near him and everything. This is like, let's let him.
You know. I mean, it's dangerous when trees fall. Like giant branches get impaled in the ground.
Yeah.
Like they could, a little baby there. That's
Imagine how adorable he looked, though. Imagine the feelings that Nanda Maharaj had just seeing him. Look at him all tied up.
and safe. The relief.
Oh yeah.
Okay. The gopis would say,
the trees
if you...
made this big sound, right? It's like crack. People come.
Right.
Yeah.
The gopis would say, if you dance, my dear Krishna.
Oh, listen to this verse, Raghunath. You're gonna love this verse. Okay, and this means the gopis, like the elderly ladies in the neighborhood.
If you dance, my dear Krishna, then I shall give you half a sweetmeat. Now, that's a weird word, a sweetmeat, for an American. A sweetmeat is like a milk candy. It's like a fudge. That's an easy way to explain it to an American.
Okay.
It's like a fudge candy. So,
It's
but
sweet.
a sweet meat sounds like a
Well, the word meat it doesn't only mean flesh, but it can mean like.
Well,
like,
in America, it does. That sounds like a
Raghunath.
hot dog dipped in honey. Prabhu.
I understand. That's the reason why I'm bringing this up is because the common perception of it is the flesh of some animal.
Sweet
But meat can, like, sometimes where they say like a tomato is meaty or something like that, right? Like it has a richness to it. Meat,
Yeah.
meat can be like that.
Well, it's a British thing, a sweet meat.
Sweet
That
meat.
is what, Anyway, I wonder if they still say it. Hey, English people listening to the show, write on the board, please. Do they still call them sweetmeats? Is that a thing? Is it a British thing, or is it just an Indian sweet they call sweetmeats?
Well, we just go to ChatGPT.
I'd be
over here,
curious.
Raghunath.
I want to hear our people. Can you get off ChatGPT for once? You live on that platform.
I don't.
You might even be a AI. I'm not even sure I'm dealing with you today.
The word sweetmeat originates from Middle English,
Look, Raghunath. He's like, oh no. it's
combining
AI
Old
took
English
over
words for
again.
sweet and food, meat. The meat in sweetmeat does not refer to animal flesh, but to food in a general sense, a common meaning for the Old English word.
Didn't I just say everything that just said?
No, you said
except
half
I'm
of
not
that, and
AI?
I said the other half, Raghunath, and we did it
No,
together.
I said it was a British word,
Yeah.
not meaning meat, and you're like, yes, it doesn't mean meat. There's other meaty things.
Okay, Raghunath, you get all the credit. Good for you.
I'm just
Let's
saying,
go.
we don't need your AI here,
Let's
man. We got
everybody,
enough
could we
of it
get
during
some? Could we get some appreciation for Raghu's?
I'm not asking for
No,
appreciation, sir.
You're
Some
not?
tips going on the
There they
chat
go.
board.
Ah!
Let's start tipping Raghu. He needs a big tip.
You know what? When you guys, when you guys team up on me,
We're just teaming up on the side of truth over here, Raghunath.
by saying these words, by clapping their hands, the gopis encourage Krishna in different ways.
Okay.
At such times, although he was supremely powerful personality of Godhead, he would smile and dance according to their desire, as if he were a wooden doll in their hands.
Mm.
Sometimes he would sing very loudly at their bidding. In this way, Krishna came completely under the control of the gopis.
Okay. This is just one verse. It's a snapshot, right? Like a snapshot of life in the pinnacle of the spiritual realm. And what are we seeing? What is it that Vyasadeva, the sage, wants us to understand, right? Is that the supreme being, the Ishvara. I was thinking another thing, Raghunath, with this, what we read for the nugget today about giving.
Yeah.
And how you're sharing so nicely on that
Yeah.
before your brilliant explanation of the word meat.
Yeah.
That there's a famous verse at the end of the 5th chapter of Bhagavad-gītā. You know the one I'm thinking of?
Yes, I do. This is the one where I am the controller and the
Bhoktaram.
enjoyer. Bhoktarang yagya tapasam sarva loka maheshwaram surida sarva bhutanam.
Yatvamam shantam richati.
Thank
This
you.
is how you get peace. Shanti, right? Shantam richati.
You want
is how
peace?
you
This is the
gain peace.
Prabhupada called the peace formula. You want
Peace
peace?
formula.
You have to understand nothing is mine. That's
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
The second
nothing's
one
mine.
is
Krishna
Everybody's
says-
offerings are meant for Krishna. That's
That's
two.
right. Yeah, Bhakti
And
Ram
number
Yoga
three
Tapasya.
is
Number two. what about
nothing's
two?
happening to you. It's happening for you because Krishna is benevolent and he's the most dear friend. That's the peace formula. When you get that, your mind can be peaceful. If you're suffering from any anxiety, etc., imbibe this verse and you can have peace in your mind. It's the serenity formula, the peace formula.
It just says Bhoktaram, Yagna Tapasam, all of your yagnas, all your sacrifice in life, and all of your tapasya, all the austerities that you have to perform in life, they're meant for me to enjoy. Krishna is saying, right? Like,
So
I'm the Bhoktaram.
no, but you can get lost in that.
Well,
Baba.
Raghunath, I'm going to get there. Just give me a
Are
chance.
you? Do you even know what I'm going to say?
I know what you're going to say.
No, you're not. What?
What the area, the direction that you're going is, you're saying that can turn people off. That can sound intimidating. That can sound
That's
like I
not
don't
what I
like
was going to
Krishna.
say, but you continue.
Okay. Well, of course you're going to say that now.
No, you think I was
are
just
so
waiting? I'm going to say whatever he says. I'm going to say the opposite of.
You are so true. Okay. So he says, Bhoktaram Yoga Tapasa, all of the austerities and the sacrifices you do in life, it's meant for me. He even says it's meant for my enjoyment, right? Bhoktaram. And then he says, Sarva Loka Maheshwaram. I'm the Ishvaram. I'm the Maha Ishvaram. I'm not just the controller. I'm the supreme super controller of all the planets and demigods. Sarva Loka Maheshwaram, right? So that's an intimidating message. That can be like, I don't think I want some cosmic being on top of me and all of my work is meant for their pleasure. What about my own? And they're just controlling everything, everywhere, all of the
The
planets.
third
all the
facet is
demigods.
like, don't sweat it because I'm also
That's where we're going, right? That's right.
Surita Sarvabhutanam.
Suridam. It actually, Suridam means like the Suridam, right? It means like
Very,
it means
very,
friend. It means friend, but I think if you break it down in Sanskrit, right, it's like
Probably
it's
in the
like
heart.
pure
right?
heart, good-hearted, right?
Yeah.
Suridam, that friend that just has nothing but goodness in their heart for you. Suridam. He's the Suridam, he's the benefactor and the well-wisher of everyone, of every living entity. Suridam, Sarvabhutanam, of all of them, Sarvabhutanam. Right?
Mhm.
So we were hearing these devas praising Krishna. You were here before the beginning of the universe. You are this, you are that, you are all of these different things. And that is intimidating. Now Vyasadeva gives us this snapshot that little Krishna becomes like a toy in the loving hands of the gopis. And they'll say, oh, dance for us. Dance for us. Right? And then he'll do his awkward little baby steps to dance for them.
Just like you would say to a toddler, hey, let me see you
Yeah.
dance. Let me see you
Yeah, yeah,
dance.
yeah.
You know?
And it says, in this way, he became completely under the control of the gopis.
How can that be? He is the supreme controller.
He's the
Sarvabhutanam.
yeah, Sarva Loka Maheshwaram. He's the
Sarva Loka Maheshwar. He is Maheshwar.
Yeah,
Of all the Sarva Lokas, of all the planets, he is Maheshwar.
yeah. But no fear, he's Suridam. He's just good-hearted and so much so
Mm.
that you can control him just with. It's not the sweet meat, right? It's not the sweet that's controlling him, but it's the love that they're expressing with that sweet that's controlling him. And you know, Duryodhana laid out a whole meal for Krishna, right?
Lots of sweetmeats.
Lots of sweetmeats as well as other tasty, scrumptious
Scrumptious.
foodstuffs. That's another British one, probably right there. Raghunath, right?
Foodstuffs. That's not American. I've never
Foodstuffs.
said foodstuffs
Okay.
ever until I became a Hare Krishna. Now I'm saying foodstuffs like 4 times a day. Where's the foodstuffs, Mara?
So,
Foodstuffs. We don't say stuffs. We say stuff. There's never stuff is plural.
Stuffing is there.
Stuff is plural. We don't say foodstuffs.
Yeah, and then we don't put the word stuff with food either, except with stuffing. And that's just a disgusting thing.
Yeah, that's stovetop stuffing.
Like we don't say
stovetop
bring that stuff over
stuffings.
here when we're talking about food. We don't say bring that stuff over here. No, we say bring the food over here.
We don't say bring that stuffs. I collect a bunch of stuffs.
Well, that's another thing, the plural thing. Yeah.
You know, that's why we had to go. That's why our English is different than the British English.
Yeah.
It's just different.
So Duryodhana laid out all this.
That's why when I go to England, I'm always like, would you guys speak English, please?
So Duryodhana, when Krishna came to Hastinapur, Duryodhana kind of wanted to get him on his side. It was like a political
Win him
maneuver.
over, butter him up.
Yeah, he offered him all kind of foodstuffs, all kind of sweetmeats. It didn't touch Krishna at all, right? Didn't touch him at all. But then what happened, Raghunath? He didn't even accept the invitation.
Krishna went to Vidura's house.
Yeah.
He said, I can't do it. I just can't take this. I got to go. I'll see you in the morning. I'm staying at Vidura's house. I said, Vidura? What's
Got
he
nothing.
going to offer you? He lives in a shack.
Got no foodstuffs like I've got.
Foodstuffs like, look at
Sweet
what
meats.
we're offering you. Are you crazy? Krishna doesn't care about the opulent offering. He cares about the love of the bhakta.
Right.
And Vidura and his wife, they had a lot of bhakti. To the point where out of love, out of the rapture of love that Vidura's wife was in, she was peeling bananas, throwing the banana on the floor, and just with a loving glance, shoving banana peels in Krishna's mouth. Krishna, out of love, accepted the banana peels, started chewing the banana peels.
Because of the
When
love.
Vidura came home and saw what was going on, he was like, what the heck is, you're feeding the Lord of our hearts, banana peels? And Krishna corrected him and said, these are the most delicious banana peels I have ever eaten. Krishna is not eating the offering. He's eating the love. And on a side note, buttering up, Duryodhana was trying to butter up Krishna. That is, I've said this before on the show, but that is a British understanding of that British phrase. It's a British phrase of trying to understand this idea of getting the favor of, because when they went to India, they saw the
Abhishek
pouring of the ghee over the deity
as an act of
getting the favor of the deity. So
supplication.
to say buttering somebody up, I was buttering up Mara in order to get her to make me vegan meatballs. So I buttered her up. I said, did a bunch of things for her to get her blessings. Okay. So you didn't end up hearing what I said, even though what I was going to say was opposite.
Okay.
Not opposite. It was just different. It was a different angle of vision, but
I'm
you had
sure it was
something you
far
wanted to
more
share.
profound.
It was profound. I'm not saying it was more profound. It was profound. But you had something you wanted to just get off your chest.
Am I allowed to do that?
Depends. Depends if
On your whim?
Yeah, it's called conversation, man.
Okay.
It's
Thank
called
you.
conversation. But I forgot it. I forgot this is the Kaustubha hour.
Okay, so we had that beautiful snapshot there of Krishna being completely controlled by these gopis. What's next? What does he want to show us next?
Now may I speak?
Yes.
Sometimes Mother Yashoda and her gopi friends would tell Krishna, bring this article, bring that article. Sometimes they would order him to bring wooden plank. Probably a
Bring a
small
wooden plank. What-
Small wooden plank, not like a 2x4.
Okay. Get that plank.
Wooden shoe. Isn't it interesting? 2x4s. What do they call them in Europe? 2x4s. I wonder if they call them 2x4s.
Raghunath, you're really...
You ever think about that? What the hell? Mara, I'm blowing everybody's mind today.
Why wouldn't they call it a 2x4?
Because they don't use inches.
Where? In Europe?
Everywhere except America. Someone from Europe, what do they call 2x4s?
Maybe it is a 2x4 and they just measure it different. 2x4 is a ratio.
2x4 is a ratio, not a measurement.
Well, okay, but it's a ratio of a measurement.
No. It's a ratio.
We're all getting a little petty here today.
From Denmark. That means they've accepted our inches.
Okay, let's go, Raghunath. That's called a squirrel. That's like an ugly squirrel.
That's a full-on squirrel, but so what? Prabhu, this is a show.
Yeah, but we're losing our momentum here. It's not helping the
I'm not losing the momentum. I'm quite interested in this. I'm on the edge of my seat. Look at Mara.
Extremely contrary, no matter what I say
today. Momentum. She's
What do you think,
scrolling.
Lost a little momentum.
What are you doing on that phone, Mara?
Takeaways.
Oh, okay.
Same thing we
Forget
do
it.
every
We're at these
Forget it.
beautiful verses. Let's try to stay on them. All right. If we can.
Bring this article. Bring that article. Sometimes they would order him to bring a wooden plank, a 2x4 perhaps.
Maybe.
Sometimes they'd order him to bring wooden shoes. What? Oh, padukas.
Padukas.
Or not clogs, not like Dutch clogs. So when the Dutch people are like, oh, they wear Dutch clogs. No, they don't.
Have you been wearing
Sorry.
your padukas, Raghunath?
Not really.
Okay.
I thought I'd wear them more.
Break them out again.
I should. I do have a fear of falling off them and rolling an ankle.
Well, you could wear like some protective gear when you wear them.
What, like high top padukas?
No. I just mean like, some helmet, some knee pads, things like that. Gloves, skateboarding gloves.
Sometimes they'd order him to bring a wooden plank, wooden shoes, or a wooden measuring pot.
Measuring pot.
Very interesting. Glimpse into an ancient culture.
Mhm.
And Krishna, when thus ordered by the mothers, would try to bring them. Sometimes, however, as if unable to raise these things, right? They were too big for him.
Mhm.
He would touch them and just stand there.
Like I'm trying, but I can't.
Just to invite the pleasure of his relatives, he would strike his body with his arms to show that he had sufficient strength.
This
Right,
is the
like,
person
yeah.
that's supporting all the planets, all the universes.
Now, to pure devotees throughout the world who could understand his activities, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, exhibited how much he can be subdue God, by his devotees, by his servants. In this way, he increased the pleasure of the Brijbasis by his childhood activities. Once a woman was selling fruit.
Oh, here we go.
There's another little interesting story. Oh, inhabitants of Braj, if you want to purchase some fruits, come here. So you see this in India or in villages. They open up a big blanket, and there's all these fruits in the blanket.
Okay.
Well, Krishna was going to the fruit vendor. Upon hearing this, Krishna immediately took some grains
Okay.
and went to barter as if he needed some fruit. So he took a handful of grains. Now, Krishna's got a little tiny baby hand.
And they're pudgy too.
And they're pudgy, and he wants to hold some grains. And he's like, I'll give you grains for it. This is adorable. While Krishna was going to the fruit vendor very hastily, most of the grains he was holding fell. Nonetheless, the fruit vendor filled Krishna's hands with fruits, and her fruit basket was immediately filled with jewels and gold.
Okay.
Interesting, Kaustubha.
Interesting. She gave,
Interesting.
but she didn't become poor.
Krishna.
Yeah.
We've all got something to offer to Krishna.
Mm-hmm.
And Krishna is asking us, what will you give? What will you want to
fruit,
give?
You give fruit.
You want to give? And when we give, right? This goes back to our nugget. When we give, we don't get nothing back. We get so much back. Krishna's asking, hey, give a little. Give a little. Direct your giving towards me. Direct your sacrifice, like we quoted this verse. This is what I wanted to say earlier. When it says Bhoktaram Yagya Tapasam, right? All your tapas. What is life? You don't have to sit. In India, these tapasvis, they submerge themselves in cold water in the freezing winter, or they build fire on themselves in the summer. They do so much tapas.
Okay.
Life itself is tapas, right? Life itself is exhausting. Any mother, any father knows raising kids is exhausting. But Bhoktaram Yagya Tapasam, all this tapas, do it for me. Everything that you're going through in the workplace or in the family, right? Or with all your projects that we got going, do it as an offering. When you offer it to Krishna, your words, your speech, your thoughts, your actions, Krishna takes that. And then he purifies that. And what does Krishna give you in return? If that is our meditation, this is all for Krishna. He gives you so much more back in return. Now, the whole time, like, for example, I have to raise a family. But I have to raise a family with knowledge. And what's the knowledge? I'm doing this as an offering for Krishna. I don't own them. I don't own my children. I don't own my house. I don't own my wealth. I don't own my savings. But I work within these parameters of Dharma as an offering to the Lord. And sometimes I do pretty good. And sometimes I fall short. And sometimes when we reach high, it's understandable we fall short. But we do it as an offering. and Krishna rewards us as we grow. All this stuff starts to make more and more sense. There's less pain in the heart when the material world starts to break down. And the material world will break down. Some of us know that already. Everything starts to break down in the material world. But we start getting left with only one thing. For all these things I've collected children. I've got basements full of crapola. I've collected children. I've collected stuff. I've collected property. I've collected vehicles. When we start to lose everything, we start to realize, I do have one thing left. And that's my devotion to Krishna. I have that. Everything else fell short, and it hurt. I have to give this up. I have to give that up. But I have this really, really rare treasure, is this devotion to Krishna. And that's what I have left. And the bitterness of material world, that's starting to fall away now. And now I realize that everything was meant to prune me for some healthy, strong, beautiful, fruitful growth.
Beautiful, Raghunath. Let me just read it. Let us end with this. Prabhupada writes some nice stuff here. He says, from this incident, one should learn that for anything offered to Krishna with love and affection, Krishna can reciprocate many millions of times over, both materially and spiritually. The basic principle involved is an exchange of love. Therefore, Krishna teaches, Yat karoshi yad ajnashi, yad jahoshi dadasya, yat tapasyasi kaunteya, tad karushva mud arpanam.
Let's read that verse.
Go
ahead.
O son of Kunti, all that you do, all that you eat, all that you offer and give away, as well as all austerities that you may perform.
All that you do, all that you eat, all that you offer or give it away, as well as all the austerities you perform, do that
as an offering unto me, mud
as an
arpanam.
offering to me.
With love and affection, one should try to give something to Krishna from one's source of income. With some love and affection, one should try to do it. Then one's life will be successful. Krishna is full in all opulences. He does not need anything from anyone. But if one is prepared to give something to Krishna, that is for one's own benefit. The example given in this connection is that when one's real face is decorated, the reflection of one's face is automatically decorated. Similarly, if we try to serve Krishna with all our opulences, we, as parts and parcels or reflections of Krishna, will become happy in exchange. Krishna is always happy, for he is Atmarama, fully satisfied with his own opulence.
Krishna Miracle Baba. I was just studying this morning. I'm studying Nectar of Instruction now.
Okay.
And at the end of the day, there's this verse from the Hari Bhakti Vilas, where you go in front of your deity and you say, all the things I've done today, all the work I've done, everything that I spoke, all my thoughts, everything actually is for you, my Lord. Everything, please accept it. And some of the stuff we did might have not been perfect. It might have been unsavory, but I'm trying my best to make it an offering to you. And if we show up to God every day like that, slowly and slowly and slowly, we start to become purified of those shortcomings. And that's the mentality. And then the next morning we wake up and think, okay, this is an offering to the Lord. That's nice. A great verse, huh? Yad shnoshi yad jahoshi dadash. What is it? Yad karoshi yad shnoshi yad jahoshi dadashi yat.
Yat tapasyasi kaunteya.
Yat tapasvasi konteya.
Tat kurushva mud
arpanam.
I use that for when I designed that Broome Street Temple shirt with the Ramones thing.
Yeah.
And you know how it's like a play on the presidential seal.
The presidential seal, played by the Ramones, then replayed by the Broome Street Temple.
And I think it's in the beak of the bird. Is it there that it has like a
the beak of the bird, or the claws, or the beak, or the
the claws
talons?
Are holding different things.
Oh yeah. Okay, the beak is holding
like a banner.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
On one side.
On the other side, it's holding Yad Karoshi Yad Shnoshi.
Tad Kurushva Mud Arpanam. Do that as an offering unto me.
Acha. Offer your downward facing dog to Krishna. That's the perfection of asanas. You want to know the perfection of asanas? I'll sum it up right here. It's not your body, duh. It's not our bodies. Your body is meant as an offering. Take care of your body the best you can and use your body to serve. Boom. Good night, everybody.
Mic drop. Ready for some takeaways?
Yes, my friend.
Yes.
Miss Mara. Woo! It's going to be a good day, Miss Mara. Do you know that?
Right.
Stage for Krishna.
No one becomes poor from giving.
Clean out the garage of your life.
We're born to give, not possess.
Born to give, but we take, we take, we take, we take.
When we cling to things, we're in anxiety about losing them.
Because you will.
Love is based on giving.
Yep.
The material world is about crying over things we're forced to give up.
Oh, I love that. Who said that? Did I say that? I didn't say crying today. Did I?
Yeah, you were talking about.
Okay.
crying.
Oh, yeah, crying.
Yeah.
We cry. We cry. We cry when we lose things. The whole material world is a bunch of crying because we haven't understood the reality that we are not the possessors of anything. It's time for you to stop all that crying, Kaustubha.
All right. Thank you.
That's the kinks, isn't it? Oh,
It's time for you to stop all your sobbing.
Oh, you're sobbing. And why do we sob? Because I think I'm the owner, the possessor. Mm-mm.
Be lovingly detached while cultivating attachment to Krishna.
Lovingly detached, but attached to Krishna Seva. And in the end, it's just you and me, Krishna. That's what it's going to be. Kaustubha, on your deathbed, I'm convinced it's just going to be, it's you and me, Krishna. Krishna's going to be like, well, what about Raghunath? Nope, just you. That's Kaustubha, man. You're going to be just like that. And Lord Krishna's going to take you and just embrace you.
If that
Krishna.
happened, I would not leave you behind, Raghunath.
You would take me?
Of course. I'd say I can't go without Raghunath.
He's like, all right, you can suffer for 3 more years on this planet.
All right. If I have to, I'll do that.
Life is tapas.
Life is tapas. What is that food called, tapas? What is that? Like
Like Spanish appetizers.
Spanish appetizers?
Yeah.
Like life
Small,
is tapas.
small bites.
Life is small
You're
bites. I
dealing
want a
a
big
little,
bite.
tapas.
Krishna is a big bite, but life is like small bites. It's like it's not. You're not full. You're not complete. You're not satisfied. That's a great takeaway. Life is actually tapas. You just take a little bite. You're trying to get pleasure, and you can't get pleasure in the material world. It's not satisfying.
Raghu, you are like on a roll today. You are really amped up. We lose everything except our devotion to Krishna.
Uh-huh.
And Krishna is the supreme controller and a little doll in the loving hands of the gopis.
It's adorable. Boom. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Please join our Sage community platform, wisdomofthesages.com. For a monthly contribution, you can be part of our inner circle. And tonight, we're going to be doing... Tonight?
Sweet baby?
Sweet baby? We're going to announce it, I think tonight, but we might have to leave tonight.
If you don't do that tonight,
And I'll do it tomorrow night.
then I'm sure Raghunath Swami's program will be broadcast from the
Oh, Raghunath Swami. Check out,
Bhakti
yeah,
Center's YouTube.
check out Raghunath Swami tonight. Check out Raghunath Swami tonight. Thanks for everybody who are community supporting members. Remember, Wisdom of Sage is doing a thing in India in January 11th to January 23rd, 2 weeks, 11 days or 12 days. Come join us for the wisdom training. It's going to be fun at the Govardhan Eco Village. Also, last call for our teacher training in India, 200-hour and 300-hour. If you're thinking about changing your life, becoming a yoga teacher, just deepen your yoga practice, go to my website, raghunath.yoga. And also,
Kirtan Academy in Mridanga.
yeah, Kirtan Academy, Mridanga School, that's happening in January. And it's absolutely last call for pilgrimage, which happens October 28th.